Chancellor wanted to talk to us, but we had obviously told her that we have been speaking to you for over a year and nothing has happened. You have signed many of our documents, you have made many promises, but all of them are false. None of them are followed up, so we will not speak to you again. We have considered that your position is right now delegitimized. We said that we will speak to the next academic administrative head of the of this institution, that is the registrar, but she said that she'll set up a committee to talk to us. Now, this committee that has been set up has heads of departments of 6 departments. So, and this committee is supposed to talk to us about the violence that happened on 21st August. So there are 2 things that are to be understood here. Firstly, she's accepting that there has been violence. And secondly, she's also accepting that there are behavioral problems on her part. So she's sending a committee to talk on her part. So what you need to understand is that it took her 5 days to recognize that her students were beaten up and molested within the university premises. And secondly, that she has been having a behavioral problem about talking to the students. When the students repeatedly asked her that, "Madam, students are beaten and molested, please do something about this," she asked for proof. Now that is a huge behavioral problem. Now these are problems that she wants to address through the committee. Now, the community will think about this committee. We are not sure yet. We'll be discussing that at another GB, which will be happening at 5 p.m. when the classes are over. So after that, we will decide about what to do with the committee. But right now, all we know is that the Vice Chancellor has accepted that there was violence, but it took her 5 days to accept that.
So another point which actually triggered the unrest on the 21st of August was the fact that the registrar's office had been directed to send a notice to take necessary action, to direct the HODs of the respective departments to take necessary actions to inform at least the first year students to be present during the CM speech which he was giving in Dirozi on that day. Now, this raises a few questions. Like, why should the first years need to listen to a non-academic administrative program? And why should it be made compulsory? I mean, does the VC have a personal agenda with the ruling party?
Strike by Amardeep Kumar Singh for 8 days and a hunger strike by 5 more students for another 2 days. After that, she had agreed, after 10 days of hunger strike, she had agreed to have a meeting with the students. That is what it took her. With the configuration of the same, pretty much all the HODs, her, the registrar and the 2 deans.
It wasn't just a one-to-one or one-to-many student and VC conversation. It was a 1:4 student-to-teacher conversation, which it took 8 days for her to accept the demand.
9 days. 8 days by Amardeep's hunger strike and 2 days by 5 more people.
So that's 10 days.
And what happens is, at this meeting, we had placed 9 demands. All of them were agreed upon. None of them have been met till now. We have entered the next semester.
In fact, the attendance rules have been set by the VC herself without even consultation with the teachers. She has made some attendance rules and she has sent them to our departments. She has not even bothered to go into a dialogue or to recognize the demands that were met at that meeting.
And it is not only that the administrative failure that has pushed the movement to this point. The administrative failure was a build-up to the movement. Yes, the administrative failure for the past 1 year over many issues like labs, like PhD scholars not getting their funds, attendance being given properly, cultural programs not being recognized. These were just things that built this movement up. But what happened on the 21st of August, the violence, and before that, when the VC said that the first years, make sure that the first years come to hear the speech of the respected Chief Minister. Now, there have been many academic seminars in this university. None of them have been made compulsory. There have been many non-academic seminars. None of them have been made compulsory. And this was the first one that at every department was told that make sure you guys come to this thing. Now, why was it done? So that this university can be shown that how benevolent our Chief Minister is to this university. This is the government-aided university. We are supposed to get aid anyway. Nobody has to come to our university to give that aid. Our Vice Chancellor does not have to stoop so low to get that aid. That is unacceptable. And also, when she points it at the first year, we all know how the admission process went on for this first year. Usually for the past 40 years, admission processes have been happening inside the university. But this year, it happened outside the university. It was done to cut off the organic relation between the past students and the present students. And since the present students that the first year has come in do not know of the heritage of this university from the previous students, the Vice Chancellor might have thought that she can get them to be politicized by the ruling party. But no, we are not blind about that. We have seen that blatantly. And when we protested about that, Everyone saw what happened.
Will you be continuing your protest?
Our protest continues.
She must apologize for
She must firstly
the
apologize,
PM.
and the demand for resignation still stands. And other than that, what is the next form of the movement? We have not yet decided upon. We had a GB now regarding the committee and all that. But
Also,
at
the points that have been highlighted by the
so at 5 o'clock we'll be having another GB where we'll be deciding upon the future course of the movement and how we'll be dealing with these atrocities that have been put upon us by the Vice Chancellor and the rest of the administrative bloc, and also maybe we'll be going into legalities like yesterday our ex-Dean of Students Devashree Roy Chaudhary had mentioned that all the teacher transfers that have been happening in this university were not done by the EC Council. We know that according to the Presidency Act, according to the Constitution, all the teacher transfers are to be placed before the EC Council. She had taken two names of two DBS professors who had transferred within 1 day's notice. We know that a minimum 30 days notice or a 40 days notice needs to be given before they are transferred. So these are atrocities that cannot be accepted, and none of these posts have been fulfilled. A couple of months back, HODs of two departments, political science and philosophy, were taken away. Posts are still not filled. Bengali department's HOD was taken away. And before all of this, as soon as Anuradha Lohia had come in, Vice Chancellor Anuradha Lohia had come in, our ex-registrar Probit Dasgupta had been taken out. And he had been taken out at 7:30 in the night. His resignation was handed over to him at 7:30 at night. And when we protested against this, the Vice Chancellor clearly stated that I will try so that no other officials who are under the state will be taken out. So please do not do a students' movement regarding this. We had trusted her, and after that, blatant resignations happened, blatant transfers happened.
Thank you.
union
Wait a minute.